Sparing a bit of time because I mean, how do you rest up after a really energetic show like that?
Great question.
I'm the type of person that once the show is over, you get into that meditation mode, and then you kind of just think about the thoughts for the next day, and you just drift off to sleep.
What about you?
How do I relax? Go back to the room, put on a movie, hop in the bathtub. It's really quite. I mean, it's really kind of uneventful, but
Get somebody to peel you a grape.
Yeah. Peel me a grape and get me a palm fan and help me sleep. Yeah.
How long have you guys been in showbiz then?
Oh, I've been singing since I was 6 years old. Yeah, and I just loved it. Before though, doing this full time, I actually was involved in insurance brokerage too. So I had a 9 to 5 during the day, and at night I would sing and dance. So I was a little bit of that superwoman.
Well, yeah, I mean that brings us on to the next question. I mean, a lot of this, they've called it high octane. It's certainly very, very energetic. You can't put a foot wrong. I've already described these steps that are going up left-hand side of the stage, across the gantry, down the right-hand side of the stage, with very thin railings and all the lighting. You've got to get every foot perfect, haven't you?
You absolutely do, and you have to also be aware of the other people that are on the stage as well. So it can be tricky.
Yeah, and how long does it take to rehearse each dance sequence? Because they're all very, very different, and you've got to get it dead right.
Gosh, well, how long does it take to learn a dance sequence?
Well, we learn it very quickly, but the rehearsals may be all day. Because the goal is to have it to the standard that Michael Jackson would have, which includes being sharp and perfection precise. So if it takes 8 hours of rehearsal, we will be here for 8 hours.
Yeah.
And then we will follow through with the show as well. So it's a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work, but we love it and we do it.
You have it done by Showtime.
It's
done by Showtime. You have it down.
Yeah, there's no way you can get it wrong, is there really?
No.
And there's the singing, getting the singing. I mean, dancing is one thing, putting a lot of energy into the dancing. But then trying to sing, either during or after you've just done a dance routine. I mean, the breathing must
that's a
be
good
incredible.
one. That's a really good one. I do this song, "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough," and it's really high, and you've got the dance moves and everything, and you have to be aware of everyone on stage. It's really tricky, and Dylan was mentioning before about it's all about breath control. And literally, when I leave the stage after that song, it's actually like that. But sometimes I try to convince myself that it gets easier along the way, but I don't think it does. It really doesn't.
Yeah, and it just, I suppose, maintaining that same level of fitness during a tour happens naturally because you're on the go all the time.
We're on the go all the time, and it's also tricky because you have to stay in shape. You have to keep your endurance level up. So a show like this requires a lot of energy and dedication.
Costume changes, that's another thing I want to know about. How many cosy changes do you guys
I think we have about 7 to 10, depending. Yeah, and you get used to it though. It becomes routine, just like tying your shoes. So you get used to it, and you also have the stage crew to help you out, and they really do a good job, and they're so supportive. So it gets easier. It really does.
Would you think I was being inappropriate if I mentioned the trousers you were wearing last night on stage?
Oh,
and how do you get into those?
Oh, I know. Right?
Yeah.
It must take like 6 or 7 of you to get you into those.
The same way I dance on stage, I dance right into them.
There's no way you can buy those off the peg. You have those stitched onto you while you're standing there in the dressing room.
Well, no, in the back they paint them on.
Do another verse, they're not dry yet.
Right.
I can see it now. And the thing is, you've not only got to get into the costume, you've got to look good in the costume, the hair's got to be right. You've got to make sure you don't look as if you've been sweating when you come out. How do you do it all?
Oh my God, I mean, you just pray. Out of prayer. No, we do a lot in terms of endurance. I run about 4 miles every other day. I sing while I run to keep that endurance up, so it's all mental. Everything's mental. You just have to picture it in your mind, get it organized in your mind, and you just get it done.
I'll tell you what, you do the running, I'll do the singing.
Okay.
Come back, you're running too far. Yeah. And where next after this? This is the thing, because you've already been over the pond. You're in Leeds and here. Where are you going?
We are here until Saturday, I believe, and then we're off to Monaco for about 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, that sounds exotic. How much time do you get to actually enjoy where you are?
Well, I don't know. We'll find out. We'll try to enjoy it a little bit. But you know what? Just this adventure alone has been enjoyable. I tell you, it really has. But I do plan on getting a little bit of, fun time in Monaco.
I got a little wink there. Looking good, looking good. No, thank you guys very much. I'm going to speak to a couple of the other members of the cast in just a moment or two.
Sounds good.
It's BBC Radio Norfolk.
Thank you.